Soul Garden.
Why does every guy cheat on you? Trust me, I know. How come girls always call you their friend? I can tell you. We'll talk about your strengths and we'll talk about emotions. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Check out yours at secretsofbirthdays.com. Namaste and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. From my webcam to yours, I'm Christopher Witecki, your astrologer and soul biographer, here to help you put the pieces of your soul biography together. We're trucking through space. The sun now has entered into the Virgo state of awareness, or the IB state of awareness. This is as real as reality gets. It's the five senses. It's your health, and it's the possibility of integrity and transformation. But in this particular week, we move from step 2 to step 8, and we'll be committing to what we want to change. Looking at the moon starts in Aries, then shifts to Taurus for a couple of days, where there'll be a soul pyramid in Earth, then Gemini for 3 days. That's going to be a little insane. And then Cancer at the end of the week, where the moon will cross the grand square that we have going on. The signs most affected by this are Aries, Libra, Taurus, Scorpio, Gemini, Sagittarius, and the Cancer, Capricorn spectrum is affected indeed. Now, looking at Mr. Orbits, man. The moon, which is the fastest moving planet, is going to be what gives us kind of some havoc. It starts in the root chakra, so there might be survival issues, and it goes through manifestation and ends the week in our solar plexus, so giving us stomach aches. The sun and Mercury are focusing around the heart chakra. Mercury will pass the sun this week, which means thoughts of the future can either make or break our hearts. Looking at the planets, we've got some, major trines going on. This soul pyramid in water, the grand trine of water, continuing forward between Jupiter, Black Lilith, Neptune, and Saturn in Scorpio. Saturn and Scorpio, probably the most difficult part of that, having to be responsible with personal emotional boundaries. No more time left. Now, this soul pyramid in Earth, which begins with the moon in Taurus, trines up to Pluto and over to Sun Mercury in Virgo. This means that as soon as you update your emotional life, you'll see your actual physical life start to change immediately. But not change too much. That's because we're in an all stop down with the grand square or grand cross, however you want to look at it, which is technically triggered by Venus in Libra. Venus in Libra is pushing for justice to be served here on the planet, and that's struggling against ego. So it's ego versus justice, kind of a classic battle on Earth. And of course, Jupiter, our emotions, opposing Pluto and Capricorn, the rules. So emotions versus rules, ego versus justice. This pretty much holds the traffic up on Earth. Nothing's going to change for a while, at least not in business plans, etc. Probably until after Labor Day weekend. And this grand cross or grand square is really the reason why. You can see here the moon will cross through Cancer at the end of the week. That's where it crosses that grand square again and crosses Mars and Jupiter. So leading up to Lightcast Day next week. But before we talk about Lightcast Day and next week, let's talk about this week. Let's take the Ascension elevator up and get a full 360 view of you.
Folks, this is your captain speaking. We realize you have a choice in the astrologers you choose to fly with, and we'd just like to thank you for flying with Christopher Witecki.
Hello, Ambassador, and welcome back to 33,000 feet for a bird's eye view of you. We got lots of stories going on, lots of cycles and circles. The biggest one is the sun in Virgo. The double thinking processors, the Geminis and Gemini risings, will be shifting from thinking to feelings this month, and this is not the most favorite topic of Geminis. They tend to want to think away their feelings. Those who have Gemini moons like to think away their feelings too. Feelings are overwhelming, I don't blame you. And Geminis are light. They're light creatures, they're air creatures. And so when feelings get heavy, boy do they get heavy, especially for Geminis and Gemini risings, because you look at feelings like Virgo consciousness, extremely detailed, extremely heavy, and a lot of times Geminis tend to really attach to images or emotional childhood issues a little too much. And that's the issue with Virgo, we get a little too attached. Now another issue, Saturn and Scorpio, time to move forward when it comes to your ability to draw lines in the moment. And this is where it's very difficult. A lot of things in work, daily life, things with your health. This is where the challenges are to be responsible, be strong for yourself. You have to do it when no one's looking. It's just about doing it for you, right? And that grand trines into a water pyramid, which affects you at work and affects you with your money. So being responsible in the moment is a big thing. But also, you know, the moon will move into Taurus this week, which means there will be a shift in inner faith because of a soul pyramid in Earth. So I really think that if you do the soul work this week, you will start to feel inside a lot stronger, and you'll whistle while you work, and you'll carry that strength with you. So many stories moving forward. Let's get started on where it begins. It starts really with the sun in chapter 1 of Virgo, meaning that you're working on emotions. Now this at the beginning is early childhood experiences, your current home and family life, your current roommate situation, basically what is in the way with you, with your ability to feel and feel good about yourself, or feel good in yourself. So this is the discovery of the details that are causing havoc. By the end of this transit, you'll be cleaned out and ready for a passion, and moving on to your inner child transit next month. Now with the sun in Virgo, Mercury will pass the sun this week. We're going to go from step 2, which is how you feel about your feelings, to step 8, which is making a commitment about what feelings you want to go. So in this week, we're trying to do what needs to go out of your home, out of your family, out of your own behavior. Maybe you haven't been bathing enough or something like that. I mean, sometimes bad behaviors are what needs to go. And because your home planet Mercury will pass the sun, this is the week where we start thinking from present to future reality again, and not so obsessed on the past. Now, Jupiter in Cancer is still forcing major expansion, and for you, this is with self-esteem and soul capital. So when it comes to being out on a ledge, you probably feel very insecure and new at something, manifestation or money or being responsible for drawing in. Black Lilith at 8 degrees means it's time to decide what self-esteem issues are dead forever. And I mean forever. Black Lilith means karma, going all back to the soul core. So when it comes to soul capital, it's time to be decisive about what you don't feel. And then Jupiter by the end of the week shows some breakthrough in manifestation, money, or a project. Now Saturn in Scorpio is the part that's forcing responsibility in the moment. And Saturn is conjuncting the North Node, which means there's some powerful lifestyle changes possible when you aim high. When it comes to your health, aim high when it comes to your work integrity, aim high as far as how you feel in the moment. When you aim high, North Node 10, you're going to find that things pay off more than not aiming high, okay, which is just dealing with what God universe sent you. That would be an example. Or aiming low, being negative. Now, looking at last week, the real turning point was that full moon. Boy, it was a doozy between Leo and Aquarius, of course. This was thoughts versus reality, or thoughts versus belief for the Geminis and Gemini risings. Might have left you numb all weekend as the sun then transitioned into Virgo and moved from your head space to your emotional space. This week we start off very emotional. The sun is ruled by the moon on Sunday, so emotions are pretty vast. The moon is also in Aries, so you're feeling a bit social, and then it goes underground. So there's a chance of storms for Geminis and Gemini risings Sunday and Monday leading up to Tuesday breakdown. Now all these storms really deal with the fact that you are emotionally searching for inner faith, and the moon is trining into a grand trine, a soul pyramid in Earth, and that soul pyramid unites basically the sun in Virgo, where you're focused on feeling better, Pluto in Capricorn, where you have to change some of your boundaries to feel better, and then the moon in Taurus, which is asking for you to have higher faith. So Monday, Tuesday is a little bit shaken, not stirred, James Bond. Now Tuesday is the breakdown. So if you've been in denial about your body, your health, eating well, a roommate that's gone sour, in denial about your bills, crashing breakdown. Unfortunately, it's a double breakdown. Jupiter's also showing breakdown in Cancer, which means this might affect money as well. So home, family, foundation, and money are where the soul earthquakes are on Monday night, Tuesday, FYI. Wednesday, it's cloudy, but the moon is in Gemini finally, and it was Tuesday too, so your emotions and your ego are working side by side, but I think that backfires in the breakdown on Tuesday. But on Wednesday, I think you feel a little better, and there's more of a pick-me-up. By Thursday, your lifestyle will return back to a bit of health. The sun will be ruled by basically by Venus, and so love and creativity kind of pour back. So hopefully you're feeling better by Thursday. Some people literally get a stomach flu or get sick in this first chapter of Virgo. You might want to think back to your, how healthy you were always at the start of school. Were you healthy? Were you sick? Because you're always clearing out your health consciousness here in this time of the year. On Friday, the moon is still in Gemini, so you wake up, I think, feeling pretty groovy, and then it shifts into Cancer and begins to kind of hit that grand square or grand cross I was talking about in the opening of the show. So you're going to feel you're going to feel money issues on Friday, and that's going to trigger your issues with trust and intimacy, and that will trigger also issues with inner child versus who am I in society. So you might feel very paralyzed on Friday, and on Saturday it's really time to stop and make some decisions. The decisions will have to deal with what needs to go that's in the way of my emotions. So this upsets me, needs to go. This upsets me, needs to go. Deciding what upsets you and how you feel about some sort of things that need to go. That's really how Saturday wraps up. Now, coming back down to Earth, If you'd like to jump into your heart and really learn how to express your heart in a crazy dynamic way, I'm helping up to 9 students on camera. A few dates this month. It's super simple. Come on down to soulmart.me. We come on camera, we do some exercises, and we leave smiling like a Japanese tourist. So come check it out. If you want a longer experience with me in a classroom, I'm doing 7 weeks called Lightcast Boot Camp. Details are also available at soulmart.me, and you can buy tickets for that class. That class meets on Sundays, and it's about an hour and a half. And at the end of it, you should be on to your manifestations. But if you don't have that much time, well, how about this? Jumpstart Lightcasting. For just $14.95, I've created this 90-minute video that teaches you how to make magic and manifest. So that could be of help. It's super simple. I'm trying to be all things to all people. What can I say? All these are available at soulmart.me, Gemini. Well, that's all I have for this week. Namaste, my twins and friends. I'm so grateful for you watching, and I will see you in 7 days with more. Until then, live, love, be.